हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आई वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू टू द embeddedbox.com। और आज की इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ IoT। आफ्टर वाचिंग दिस वीडियो you are be able to understand how IoT ecosystem will work. So without wasting time, let's get started. So IoT आर्किटेक्चर डिवाइड किया गया है 4 लेयर्स में, जहाँ पे सबसे पहली लेयर है सेंसिंग लेयर। और इस सेंसिंग लेयर में होते हैं सेंसर्स एंड कंट्रोलिंग यूनिट्स जो डेटा को प्रोड्यूस करते हैं। नाउ सेकेंड लेयर इज नेटवर्क लेयर। इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन वेरियस IoT डिवाइसेस, जहाँ पे प्रोटोकॉल्स एंड टेक्नोलॉजीज होती है। At third, there is a processing layer. So the gathered data is processed in processing layer, and this processing can happen in edge computing or in cloud computing. At last, the application layer. So IoT का application हो सकते हैं smart homes या फिर industry automation. Now it's time to discuss each layer in more details. तो सबसे पहले sensing layer. Sensing layer को हम physical layer या फिर perception layer भी कह सकते हैं। इस लेयर में एक्चुअल हार्डवेयर रहते हैं, जैसे कि सेंसर्स, एक्चुएटर एंड कंट्रोलर्स। The sensors measure physical quantity. It takes physical quantity as the input, convert them as the electrical signal, and controllers will convert that electrical signal into a data. Now, sensing layer produce the data, and the sensors which we use in sensing layer are like a motion sensor, pressure sensor, gas sensor, water quality sensor. And a controllers what we use in sensing layer are like ESP32, ESP8266 या फिर Raspberry Pi Pico. Or actuators can be a servo motor or a DC motor. Now it's time to discuss about a network layer. So network layer provides a technology and a protocols to facilitate a data exchange between various IoT layers. It handles the communication between IoT device and IoT components. IoT components can be a server, gateway, router, anything. So technologies are basically decide what hardware and what software you are using to sharing data. And the example for technologies are like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LoRa, and Zigbee. But protocols are different from technologies, and protocol decide the way data is sent depending upon data and requirement. फॉर एग्जाम्पल डेटा सेंड होना चाहिए ऑन चेंज या फिर पीरियडिकली, डेटा सेंड होना चाहिए यूनिकास्ट या फिर ब्रॉडकास्ट, ये डिसाइड करता है प्रोटोकॉल्स। पर डेटा कैसे शेयर हो, कौन से टेक्नोलॉजी और कौन से हार्डवेयर पे शेयर होना चाहिए, ये डिसाइड करता है टेक्नोलॉजीज, राइट। सो दैट्स अबाउट अ नेटवर्क लेयर। नाउ इट्स टाइम फॉर प्रोसेसिंग लेयर. So data produced at sensing layer is processed and analyzed at a processing layer. So processing involves a filtration, aggregation, and transformation. Sometimes a sensor produces some wrong values, so we need to filter out that wrong values. Aggregation, when we need to merge a lot of data into one single file, it's called aggregation. And lastly, transformation. Sometimes we need to apply some complex algorithm on that data. So for that purpose, a data need to be in particular format like algorithmic format या फिर in vector format. So that's a transformation. Now it's time for analyzing. Analyzing involves applying complex algorithm on that data so that we can get some information about the data through which we can detect event or can take a real-time decisions. This processing can be happen in edge computing or in cloud computing, and ML algorithms can be used to predict the pattern of that data. So like data processing can be edge computing or cloud computing. So edge computing examples like a Raspberry Pi, while cloud computing examples are basically a big servers. Now it's time for an application layer. So it application provides a meaningful services and insight to the user. Basically, users can get an application services, a data visualization, and notification services at application layer. This layer interact with the user using interactive interfaces like dashboard on web, mobile, and APIs. It provides controlling and monitoring services to the user using a visual interfaces like you are seeing in your screen.